Okay. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the late start. I had a minor hiccup that I had to address before I could start the stream. But here I am. Um, this is the Disorderly Tick for another Monday session. Uh, Now, normally, my streaming partner, Motley Oleander, would be right here in the voice chat with me. But, oh, hello, Killer Fun Times. Welcome. Good to have you aboard. As I was saying, normally Motley Oleander would be right here in the stream with me, but for certain reasons, she is unable to join me in that capacity tonight. So she's instead going to be standing by as a mod in the chat. Oh yeah, she can. She's explaining right there her reasons. But yeah. So with that said, aside from her being mod, or being a mod, I'm going to be mostly flying solo tonight. So, once again, welcome to everybody, and this is part 15 of our playthrough through Planescape Torment. So then, without further ado, let's begin. Right then. So, a quick recap. The last time we played, which was a couple weeks ago, we had finally figured out how to get past the tenement of thugs, specifically the very large group of starved dogs barking in that one room. We got past them, and then we got through a strange alley where we helped some buildings, I guess, propagate, is what it seems like they were trying to do. But basically, in doing so, we opened up passage to, I believe, the lower ward of Sigil. And immediately after we entered that area, Mort was kidnapped. And we found the person responsible for calling for his kidnapping. And now we are trying to find a replacement skull to give to the person who kidnapped Mort so we can get him back. Oh yeah, and also I went to Barad's corpse after he was murdered by some ghastly apparitions and found his crutch, which was a portal key to his personal stash. Okay, now that's right. I wanted to talk to, yep, just like Molly Oleander is saying, it is a 5-hour difference. Yep. All right, so the very last thing I was doing before I quit stream last time was talk to Eb Creeknees. Back for more, eh? Eb leans back in his chair. Good to see you again, lad. Greetings, Ab. I had some questions. Aye, lad? What do you want to know? What other places can you recommend? Well... Ab puffs on his pipe and studies you. This is perhaps the best kip you could have wandered into from the start. Judging by your tattoos, you might be partial to having designs on your body. In which case, there's a tattoo salon a little spireward from here. You want to stay away from the alley of dangerous angles if you can. Ignis torched that place not long ago, and ever since, a bunch of bad bloods have set up their kip in that stretch of desert. I had some other questions. Tell me of Sigil and its environs. Eb laughs loudly. You don't stink small, do ye? If you want to know what's outside the city, go talk to Candrian Ilborn over there. He's a traveler of this place. As for the rest of it, well... I can tell you of the lady, the Davis, keys and portals, the way we keep track of time, the way the city's laid out. What was it you wanted to know? Tell me of Sigil's time. The way we measure time in Sigils by the brightness of the sky. See, we haven't got a sun and moon like most worlds. We just got this everlasting haze that brightens and darkens at regular cycles. What most folks call midnight, we call anti-peak. What they call noon, we call peak. See, it's based on the peak and anti-peak of the brightness. So when someone says something about 5 hours past peak, that's what they mean. I had some other questions about Sigil. What else did you want to know of the cage? Tell me of the city's layout. Ooh, let me wet my tongue. He takes a pull from his tankard. The city floats above an infinitely tall spire. It's the spire. It lies on its side like a discarded wagon wheel, but there's no spokes that connect it to the spire. It's divided into 6 wards, each of them with its own function. Right now, you're in the Hive. I think the purpose of the Hive is to be squalor to the rest of the city's grandeur. He laughs. Factions, philosophical clubs, or gangs if you prefer. Divide up the running of the city between them. Were you in a faction? Ebb raises his hand as if to stop you and laughs slightly. Oh now, hold on, lad. I'm no has-been faction member. They say, and they're right, that once you're one of the Harmonium, you're a Harmonium for life. We're the Bloods that try and make sure Sigil stays out of trouble. No rocking the spire, no folks getting too over-enthusiastic about hurting each other, keeping the city down to a low roar. We try and keep the peace, lad, and sometimes we do a decent job. Most times. I had some other questions about Sigil. Tell me of the city's layout. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Go on. The city's called the Crossroads of the Plains and the City of Doors and the Cage. It's got portals to all of creation, they say, and all manner of beasties come through here to trade, call kip, or hop from one place to another. Now, that's just a quick version, lad. You'll have to experience the place for yourself. You mentioned something about portals. Sigil's called the City of Doors for a reason, lad. There's portals everywhere. Portals are, well, like doors that lead across the multiverse, except they don't look like doors. Instead, they can be any bounded space. Window, door, pothole, picture frame, barrel hoop, the spaces inside scaffolding, a wardrobe. Each could be a portal, waiting for just the right key to open it and take you someplace in the multiverse. Now, keys. Ah, hello, Nikki Nightmare. Welcome. It's good to have you. Ah, hello, Charlie. Good to have you too. Welcome. Go on. Aye, each portal has a key you need to open it. Now, while portals can be any bounded space, keys have more variety. They can be anything from a little tune you hum when next to the portal, to dancing a jig, to being in the right mood, to having a piece of the place you want to go in your hand. And on and on. In my youth, I once convinced a girl that kissing a man beside it could open a portal to Arcadia. Turned out I was right, and many trips to Arcadia did we have. Many portals probably have never been found. There's some that can uncover you just by asking... there's some you can uncover just by asking people and getting the right key. Finding out the dark of a portal is the toughest part. But I warn you, lad, portal hopping shouldn't be a pastime for a fella in your way. Nor should you be wandering Sigil after dark, neither. You do best to stick to the main ways, an open peak, and watch yourself. Thanks. Farewell.
All right.
Alright, let's check the journal. I'm doing well. How are you doing, Leander?
I'm gone.
Hello, Serial Experiments. Welcome. It's good to have you. Black Abishai. This black-scaled reptile towers to a height of 8 feet. Its great height, however, is offset by its thin, snake-like frame. A long, prehensile tail drags behind it, and its leathery wings are hooked behind its back. A strong vinegary smell emanates from the creature, as well as a certain amount of heat. It seems to be ignoring you. Greetings. Nay! Anna looks terrified. Nay! Don't be rattling your bone box with one of them! Those fiends will gut you alive! I wanted to ask you some questions. Anna shakes her head. It'll get you for sure, it will. I'll risk it. Let's see. Greetings. The creature slowly turns its head down to look at you. Its scaled forehead wrinkles into a frown, then it opens its mouth, giving a low, rasping hiss. You notice that the heat radiating from the creature begins to rise. I would speak with you for a moment. The creature suddenly sniffs the air, then turns away from you with a strange hiss. It seems to have caught some unpleasant scent. I said I would speak with you. The creature's eyes focus on Anna, then narrow to slits. It opens its mouth, displaying a row of blackened fangs as fire begins to dance around the shoulders and arms of the creature. The heat emanating from it begins to rise. Hey, I'm talking to you. The creature roars, then it launches itself at Anna. Damn it! Oh, that sounds pretty neat, Killer Fun Times. But yeah, I personally was never a fan of the cold season. I do prefer the warm season. Oh, all right, Lux. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your lurk.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong. That can lead to skies. That can lead to skies.
Damn.
Tanya's valley. The rock sings true.
I'm gone.
Might as well.
Okay. Ah, that's right. That was it. That was for the quick loot.
Done.
Okay. Just sorting out this inventory again. There we go. Everything should be good again. All right. Well, what I'm trying to do now is, I mean, yeah, I was just, like I said before, I'm just trying to find a replacement skull for the person who kidnapped Mort. Um, I was hoping, I would get some information on the lower ward from Meb Creekneys, but doesn't seem like, that's something that, he has any, thing. It doesn't seem like that's anything that he has anything to say about. You see July. He looks like he's sobered up since you spoke to him last. July, look, I'd watch out. Craddock's angry, and he threatened to kill you if he sees you again.
Updated my journal.
July grunts. What a fool I was. I just popped out for a quick bite of bub. And the next moment, he grinds his teeth. Thank you for the warning. Just be careful. Farewell. Ah, hello, Joku Bunny. Welcome. Good to have you.
Come on in, Cutter! Come on in, Cutter, you're gonna love this!
Okay. Well, first of all, I need to get some rest since I took a lot of damage fighting that Abishai.
done.
There we go. Okay. Clerk's Ward. Let's see, where was that? Let me check where the Clerk's Ward is.
I'm
Oh,
gone.
I see. Okay, the Clerk's Ward is right, the first part of the lower ward. Then what is this? This lower ward is... Oh, I see. Isn't this just the same place I was at already? Yeah, it was. Huh. Okay. Alright then. Let's see. This strange building appears to be a coffin maker's shop. The sign about the door has a Sloan engineered for eternity clearly written upon it. Hamris, you see a rugged-looking, square-jawed man. He turns to you with a wide smile. How are you, Cutter? Good day to you. Good day indeed. He squints at you for a second, then juts his hand out to shake yours. Shake his hand. Greetings. Hamris at your service, member of the Harmonium and the fashioner of fine coffiners for the recently departed. I think I know you, do I not? Let me see if I can place it. He pauses to think a moment. Sharp with names I was in the Harmonium, let me tell you. Knew everyone on the entire ward. I have some questions. He nods at you. Ask away. He gives you a broad smile. Who's your friend here? He glances at the customer. Dimtree? He shrugs, like he hadn't considered the fellow before. Quiet, doesn't say much. Do you, Dimtree? Dimtree doesn't respond, but simply gives the same blank expression. A few seconds later, he nods. Hamris shrugs, turns back to you. Wandered in one day a few weeks back. Been a regular ever since. He hasn't bought anything, but he doesn't cause any trouble, so I let him stay. Seems harmless enough. You see, when I was serving the Harmonium, part of our work was to take people under our wing, give them a little shelter from the chaos of the streets, get them spruced up. I see. I have some questions. Can you tell me about this ward? Yes, the lower ward. He leans forward, as if explaining something to a small child. You know, it's little known to most newcomers and even people in the ward. Most people think that this ward gets its name simply because it's not as prestigious as some of the other wards, but that's not it at all. Not at all. Do you know where the name comes from? He looks at you expectantly. From all the lower plane portals? He nods, though he seems a little disappointed that you know. Yes, indeed. These portals to the lower planes are actually the reason for the smog in the skies here. He glances upwards, as if imagining a sky above your heads. But I'm sure you are already aware of the conditions that plague this ward. No, tell me about it. It's because of the portals of to the lower planes. They're the reason behind all the smog that fills the area, belching out noxious gases and all. Fortunately, winds from the spire help to blow away the worst of the mists. but it can bring others in the ward with much weaker constitutions down and fill them full of sickness. Shakes his head sadly. Fortunately, my harmonium training has prepared me for all sorts of hazardous conditions. Training. And after my travels to the lower planes, the smog of this ward is little to bear indeed. What is there to see in the ward? He smiles broadly. A great deal, a great deal. Where to start? If we were to step past all the kilns, forges, breweries, and distilleries scattered amongst the many garbage fires, not to mention the alchemists' dens, the crematoriums, meat-curing houses, and the charcoal burners, and examine the ward itself as a whole, one could say, well, there's the foundry, the siege tower, and... He begins to falter and stops to think. Tell me about the foundry. The Great Foundry is the headquarters for the believers of the Source, also known to some of the laymen as Godsmen, because of their belief that everyone can achieve divinity. He shakes his head. The Great Foundry is much like their philosophy, a large, sprawling structure that seems to produce nothing but smoke. He laughs. I mean, when was the last time you saw one of the believers of the Source suddenly become a power? Not at any time in the faction's history. Tell me about the Godsmen. Actually, friend, Godsmen is the layman's term for their faction. The real name of their organization is, in actuality, the Believers of the Source. They hold to an interesting, if ultimately flawed, philosophy. They believe that everyone has the capability of aspiring to divine status simply by applying themselves. He shakes his head indulgently as he pauses to think. Go on. As my tour of duty with the harmonium quickly proved, there are many who could never aspire to divinity, no matter how long they sought it or applied themselves. He scoffs. Nonetheless, the believers of the Source were quite hard. He shrugs. And their little faction is pleasant enough. Tell me about the siege tower. The Scarred Iron Wreck? Or that Scarred Iron Wreck? A ward mystery it is, but I have some thoughts on it. First off, it wasn't always there, as I understand it. It simply arrived one night, and no one saw how it got here. Now you've seen the outside of it. It's seen battle, and it looks like battles that most people could not imagine. Me, however, I've seen the edges of the Blood War, even tackled a Tanari fiend or two when things were desperate with only my harmonium fellows beside me. And those scars on the tower look like they were gathered over several centuries at least. He pauses for a moment. Go on. Now, listen close. My experience allows me to recognize some of those scars and some of those scars that decorate the sides of the tower. Some are acidic blasts, surely enough from some major sorceries. Some are Tanaric teething blades. Others look like detonations from loft globes or scars from Batezu Cornugan whips. However, a lot of the weapons embedded in the sides are weapons like none I've ever seen, and I'm well versed in a variety of weapons on many different worlds and on many different planes. Makes you wonder what's held in the inside of the tower. Basher who cracks that tower might have a museum in their hands. Makes you curious, doesn't it? He stares at you. I have some questions. What can you tell me about the city of Sigil? Sigil. He lets out a long breath. Sigil is the city at the center of all things, or so many believe. It is the city of doors. There are literally thousands of portals here. It is home to the Lady of Pain herself. He shrugs. Sigil is a topic that can fill volumes and volumes of volumes. Tell me about the Lady of Pain. The Lady of Pain. Hamris leans in and drops his voice slightly. One of the multiverse's greatest mysteries, everyone will agree. I think she's proved beyond doubt's shadow that females are the most dangerous creatures in the multiverse. He sighs. Go on. Some say she's a goddess, a power that's made Sigil her home. Truth is, she breaks the laws of every power I've encountered. Powers need worshippers, gives them their power, but the lady doesn't like to be worshipped. People who do end up in her shadow, their flesh torn apart torn apart by invisible blades. Now, I've seen some horrible things in my life, things that would make another man's knees go weak and make him lose control of his vitals. Doesn't even compare to seeing one of the lady's victims. Interesting. What else can you tell me? Next is, she don't take to people who try and play God and Sigil. See, you may not know this, but first off, no powers can enter Sigil. Not Zeus, not Ra, no one. Word is that the lady's presence somehow keeps them out. Can't get in, not a one, and that twists their stems like you wouldn't believe. Sigil's such a sweet fruit that anyone would want to pluck, that the other powers are always looking for some way into Sigil. They haven't succeeded. Go on. Well, it goes beyond that. Not only does the lady keep them out, she keeps anybody inside the city from harming it. Certainly she has help from our faction, the Harmonium, since we like order. But every once in a while, a foolish basher takes it into their head to start fighting on the streets of the city. Maybe decide to kill a few Davis, brew up some chaos, or start casting mass destruction spells. Not a good thing. Makes the lady upset. Doesn't like to see her city hurt. She'll kill you, or maze you, for doing such. Maze you? You haven't heard of the mazes? He looks at you condescendingly. You are green. The lady's got extra-dimensional prisons she can place special offenders in. You see, she takes little bits of Sigil, shapes them into mazes, then cuts them off from Sigil. You'll be walking home one night, or be stepping through an archway near your home. Then suddenly everything changes. You won't be in the place you remember. You'll be trapped. Chant is that there is one way to get out of each maze, but you'll be dead and gone before you tumble onto the dark of how to escape. You mentioned portals. Do you know of any? He laughs. Portals? Do I know about portals? He pauses. Well, none personally, except some of the more common ones. I imagine they can be found in practically every ward. Portals are funny things. Sometimes they shift around, at other times, they simply seem to vanish. They are hard to keep track of. He shrugs. I must be going. Farewell. Yeah. That was a nice bit of information on lots of things related to Sigil. Oh, actually, there's one more thing I can ask him about. Let's see, this. Then there we go. This was the question. Can you tell me about some of the other factions? He smiles at you, eager to talk. Why, certainly, friend. I can tell you a little about the Harmonium, the Mercy Killers, or the Governors. Which should I start with? The Governors. He nods knowingly. The Fraternity of Order is their proper faction name. They are dedicated to law and knowledge. They spend most of their time simply researching every aspect of law. Now, I'm not talking just man-made laws. No, their search goes much deeper. They want to know the how and why behind everything. Because of their devotion to law, they also run the courts of Sigil and act as lawyers, judges, advocates, and such. Tell me about another faction. The Harmonium. He stands proudly. The primary faction of Sigil is, of course, the Harmonium. We are the faction dedicated to preserving law and order in Sigil, and there is no other more important function. Progress can only be achieved in a state of peace and harmony. There are those that think otherwise, but they don't have our resolve, and thus they shall fail. The Mercy Killers. He smiles. The Mercy Killers stand for justice. To them, justice is everything. It is absolute and perfect. They dedicate their lives to dispensing justice, but it must be done correctly, according to the law. They firmly believe that by imposing justice on the multiverse, it can be cleansed of evil and made perfect.
I'm gone.
It's not clear if this is a tombstone or a headboard. This board contains various tools used in the art of coffin making. These shelves hold many bottles and vials. Most are filled with unidentifiable liquids and powders. A coffin is currently under construction on this table. A potted plant. It's in pretty good shape, but could use some water and just a bit of a trim. Dimtree. You see a tall, slender man with a glassy-eyed expression. He seems engrossed in some tale that the shopkeeper is relating. Occasionally he nods his head, but makes no comments of his own. Greetings. The man turns slightly at your greeting, just enough to acknowledge your presence. You notice that he is a little pale of complexion and rather gaunt-looking. He is giving you a blank stare. The shopkeeper does not seem to notice any of this and continues with his stream of useless prattle. Are you all right? The man continues to stare at you and slowly nods. You wait for any further response, but he says nothing, only stares. You are about to turn away in frustration when you think you will notice a strange musty odor about the man. Step closer and sniff. You lean in and sniff at the man, unsure of what you'll find. As you do, a musty odor fills your senses, an odor you recognize from your time in the mortuary. It is the smell of dead flesh preserved by magic. You're a zombie, aren't you? The creature continues to stare at you blankly. Slowly, as if with great effort, he begins to reply to you. Only your speak with dead power makes him understandable. Yes, I am Dimtree. Why are you here, Dimtree? Dimtree slowly glances at the shopkeeper and makes a feeble gesture toward him. Seeing this as a sign of interest, the shopkeeper redoubles his efforts in telling whatever tale he is relating to the poor creature. Dimtree looks at you again. Emrys. He talks. Emrys never stops. Wanders town. Annoys Master. Annoys everyone. Master create Dimtree. Tells Dimtree talk Emrys. Now Emrys stay in shop. Master happy. Town happy. Dimtree sad. Is there anything I can do to help you, Dimtree? The creature pauses and resumes his slow speech with you. You can almost detect the pleading tone in his voice. Yes. Find Master. Sebastian. Ask him release me. Please. He turns his attention to Hammers momentarily. Please. Why don't I just put you out of your misery? Dimtree barely shakes his head at you. No. Master alive. Must ask Master. Sebastian. Please. He awaits your answer. Sure, Dimtree. I'll see what I can do for you.
Updated my journal.
You can almost sense a feeling of relief emanating from the zombie. Dimtree. Thank you, friend. You're welcome. I have some questions. The creature gives you a barely perceptible shrug of the shoulders. No, nothing. Dimtree summoned my master. No darkness. Peace. Miss. Sorry. Help you. If cool. Do you know where I can find Sebastian? The creature pauses. No. Remember voice. Give order be here. Walking. Miss. Nothing more. I see. Very well then.
I'm gone. Done.
Thank the powers you're here, Chief. Get me out of here. I'm working on it, Mort. I'm working on it. The skull's voice is low and raspy, the sound of flint and steel. Hey, I think I've seen you before, stranger. Where have you seen me? Cursed. Gate Town de Carcery. Cursed. Gate Town? Carcery? What are you, clueless? It's a gate town on the rim of the Outlands, the doorway to the prison plane of Carcery. It's a place of backstabbers and traitors, and it's full of schemes as the Batezu's undergarments. Being right next door to Carcery is apt to change a burg's nature. I wouldn't be surprised if the town were about to slide over. Slide over? What do you mean? When the gate town's beliefs get too much like the plane it borders, the force of that belief is enough to make its bordering plane swallow it whole. Happens all the time. At least when the anarchists are involved. He speaks of this last with a kind of grim pride. Tell me about the anarchists. We are a secret society. Cells of members who work alone or through directives passed through the network of informants and leaders who remain hidden. Our goal is to tear down the power structure, to free people from the lies of politicians and powers, to let all lead their own lives of their own volition. We worked in secrecy, and changed our routines constantly to avoid infiltration. My time was decades ago, and so all the secrets I knew are no longer valid, except for the faces I can remember, and even those must have been changed by now. You sound like a paranoid bunch. If a society you belonged to thrived on intrigue, infiltration, and the hatred of the established power mongers, you'd be careful too. It's not paranoia when they really are out to get you. In our line of belief, someone involved in a triple cross is an amateur. The skull regards you evenly for a moment. I think I'm done speaking with you. Farewell. You again, eh? What do you want of me now? What was I doing there? What were you doing there? You were babbling something about some Burke trying to kill you and wandering into all the wrong places. Well, you were obviously barmy and all, so me and some of my friends rolled you, stuck a shiv in you, and divvied up your stuff. It was right after that I was betrayed, but not before I hid some of that stuff. Where is it? I ain't telling. Maybe someday I'll get a body back and go for it myself, and maybe I won't. But right now, it gives me great joy to see you wondering. Good luck finding it. The skull falls silent, and no amount of cajoling can convince it to speak again. Bastard. Tell me of yourself. Me? I'm Grimscalp. Used to be an anarchist, one of the Revolutionary League. We had secrets and cells. We were going to topple the nature of the plane so everyone could live in freedom. We had the dark on some of the factols, and were ready to make a move. But then we were betrayed by another faction. I wound up dead, and Lothar wound up collecting me for my secrets. Good thing most of them are out of date by now. There ain't no resisting Lothar's charms. Tell me about Lothar. I spilled the dark of so many secrets, but that's not one I'm willing to sacrifice. I've seen horrors in Lothar's hand that would pull the Harmonium's rigid rules to shame. He knows my secrets far better than I know his, and I'll be damned if I'm giving them up for anyone, even you, especially you. Why? What do you know about me? I've already told your friend there most of it. You're important to Lothar somehow, and there's something about you that he wants to understand. You're like some puzzle. He's interested in you, boyo, and he wants his questions answered. He'll be keeping an eye on you. I also know you're a far traveler. You've been seen before. Okay. How did you get here? Betrayal. I should have expected it, given who I am, or rather, who I was. Were you? Okay, got that one already. This probably, yep. I got that before. Tell me about the other schools here. Them? They are all fools, but they do not know it. Their dreams are small and personal. They do not see a larger picture in their schemings. They do not see beyond themselves. They are worthless. I do not speak to them. This strangely shaped skull emits a high-pitched chitter before it speaks to you. Can I help you? Who are you? I'm Goatscomb. Comb. I was a were-rat. Were-rat? How many were-beasts are there, anyway? Oh, a great number. Ravens, wolves, bears, badgers, even crocodiles. It's like all the animals in the beastlands have a lycanthropic counterpart. It's quite interesting, really. What were-rats are around here? There's Mantuak and his band. I made him. And what did he do? Go and sell me to Lothar. That's okay, though. I spilled all the secrets to the boss. Mantuak may think he's safe, but Lothar knows everything. Like what? His secret is that he works for both Lothar and many as one. The Cranium Red Hive Mine. I don't know what he's planning, but it doesn't matter because I told Lothar all of it anyway. I see. Thanks and farewell. You again? How did you get here? Embarrassing. I was in rat form looking for some food at the smoldering corpse when, let's say, I never expected a serving wench to have a silver fork. Mantuak found me twitching and I wound up here. What can you tell me of the other skulls here? They're all most judgmental. Just because they were mostly human skulls, they think they're somehow better than me. I hate them. You must like Lothar then, right? Goatscomb's skull falls entirely silent. If it had eyes, you're sure they'd be rolling around in terror. Go away! The skull whispers. It refuses to speak to you. Farewell, then. What can you tell me of Lothar? No. Okay. How do you kill a werebeast? Killing a lycanthrope is easy. Just find silver or magic weapon and stick 'em. Normal weapons don't work so well, though. There was a time I got folks to shoot me full of arrows. Didn't do nothing but sting. I looked like a porcupine. Thanks. Farewell.
Might as well.
I'm gone.
Ready. Right. Got it.
Done.
This skull speaks with a deep voice and a jocular tone. Have you come to learn the truth? I have truth aplenty. Tell me of yourself. I am Stern, one of the great practitioners of personal peace through intensive redirection of hostilities. A hiss escapes the skull's teeth. You mean you're a wizard, an assassin, and a poisoner? Oh, I see. However you choose to define it, Grimscalp. Stern turns his attention back to you. I was the best of the lot, so it's said. Then how did you wind up here? Funny you should mention that. I had a black book given to me in order that I might puzzle out its secrets. I unlocked its powers for a terrible price, one I would gladly pay again, and sharpened my edge considerably. Little did I realize the book would betray me to another, a mewling rat thing that overwhelmed me in a wave of rodents and tore the flesh from my living bones. The rat went through a series of disciples, each of them betrayed by the book, until it wound up in the possession of the rat-man Mantuak. If you find this book, accept its powers and be rid of it before you suffer the same fate. I'll keep an eye out. Tell me of yourself.
Updated my journal.
What happened to you? Ah, okay. Same dialogue. Okay. My thanks. What can you tell me of Lofar? What can I tell you of Lofar? I will tell you nothing. Even this bare existence is better than the oblivion he promises should I speak his secrets. You can tell me. You get the distinct impression Stern Skull is sneering at you. And gain merely your friendship? Bah! There's nothing you can offer me. No service nor item that will impel me to betray Lofar to you. Be gone! Just answer a few more questions then. I will not. The skull turns its attention inward. You can feel the force of its personality vanish. Fine then. Come for a little more tutoring in the true ways of the world, eh? I'm your man. How did you come to be here? Oh, no, I already saw that. What can you tell me of the other skulls here? Of the skulls that will speak to you, I can offer no good words. Their experiences have not been shared with me. Indeed, we have spoken precious little until your arrival. Perhaps, it says, a smirk in its voice, there's something special about your very presence. That's right. Enough for you to tell me of Lofar. Okay. Forget it then. Farewell. The skull exhales languorously and speaks in a sultry voice. Why do you disturb my rest? There has been so much happening of late, and while I welcome the sensation, I must confess to desiring the sense of quiet. Tell me about yourself. I was, ocean before the storm, a sensate. Now, alas, I am merely decoration. A sensate? What's that? A sensate is a member of the Society of Sensation, one of the factions of Sigil, located in the Civic Fest Hall in the Clerk's Ward, which holds that the universe can be understood and manipulated only through the senses, and therefore we should accumulate as many varied experiences as possible. I believe I've reached the quota on sitting on a dusty shelf. My boredom threshold is low. Can I do anything for you? No, but you're kind to ask. Once I threw myself off the shelf and shattered. Next thing I knew, I was back on the shelf and we were all glued here. When Lofar tires of me, he'll dispose of me. What are you doing here? Oop, did I mean to do that? Why, I sit on the shelf and gather dust until one of Lofar's rat minions takes it into his head that I need brushing. I answer questions for Lofar, and that is the extent of this miserable existence. No, I meant, how did you get here? It's a long story, and I'm not supposed to say anything to you about it until you've completed a task for Lofar. Could he possibly do to you? The skull stares at you, and you get the impression it's shivering. There's a remarkable amount of pain one can feel without nerve endings. Not all pain is physical, and not all emotions mental. Those are sensations I do not care to duplicate. It pauses. This interview is at an end. Farewell. Answer a few more questions for me. The skull stares blankly and says nothing. Very well, then. Farewell. Shall I get no rest from you? What about all these other skulls on the shelf? Oh. Oh. They're nothing to relieve the tedium. You have Goatscomb the Were-Rat, Grimscalp the Anarchist, Stern the Old Wizardly Assassin. I don't know what Stern does, but he's basically evil. Evil? Bah! I'm merely a pragmatist. Pragmatist? Is that why stabbing something in the back so often seems to be the answer you present to problems? Is it not a fine solution? It always worked for me. Poison and magic work equally as well, I found. Ocean before the storm turns her attention back to you. You see, basically evil. Okay, let's see. What can you tell me about Lothar? Nothing that he's not willing to tell you himself. Since I don't trust these other skulls not to inform on me should I say something out of line, I simply won't say anything. Before you ask, yes, I'm that scared of him. Get back to it, then. Farewell. You have returned, I see. And do you have a skull for me? Not yet. Then I suggest you find one, if you ever hope to learn what you need to know. And if you ever require the presence of your chattering pseudo-mimir. Fine, I'll be back.
I'm here. Right. Got it.
All right.
Alright. I'm going to speak to Mantuak. I'm just taking a look at this stuff around here first. Okay. And have you retrieved the particular skull the master wants? Not yet. Then fetch it, biped, and do not return until you have it. Do not keep the master waiting. I won't keep him waiting much longer. Would you like some cheese, Mantuak? He snatches the cheese from your hand and devours it in a single bite. About that skull, human. Do you have it? Not yet. Get out of my way, Mantuak, or I'll kill you where you stand. No, man-thing. I think I will not be the one dying today. I shall pry the skull the master desires from your cold, dead fingers. Try it.
I hear your words.
Aye, what? What you be wanting now?
I will hear you. Balance in all things. Sea to skies. Sea to skies. I am wounded. It is I. I hear your words. Insert the mon's name.
I'm hurt.
Valley.
I'm gone. Done.
Here we go. This is probably gonna do it. Skull of Mantuak. This is the skull of the rare were-rat Mantuak. I mean, if you're talking about Goat's Comb, I think he's gonna be happy to see Mantuak dead, honestly. Mantuak's book. This black-bound tome seems to radiate a slight rotting smell, and the covers are unpleasant to the touch, like uncured human flesh left out in the sun. Oh, right. Yeah, that's a good point. Rusted buckles on the cover seal it against the elements. Let's see. I'm reading this again because now that I have the book from Mantuak. And you should mention that. Black book given to me in order. Puzzle out secrets. The book would betray me to another. Mummy away to rodents. The rat went to a series of disciples, each of them betrayed by the book, till it wound up in the possession of the rat man Mantuak. If you find this book, accept its powers and be rid of it before you suffer the same fate. Okay. Right then, inventory. So I have to identify this book. Is there anything else? Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Now, let's see. Do I have anybody who has the identify spell? That's what I need to check. Oh, wow. That gun actually has more slots to memorize spells than I thought he did. I've been able to put more spells on him that I haven't even done until now, or done before. Let's see, what can I have? Vilkar's Eye. Vilquar's Eye. Vilquar's Eye is branded upon the one who is foolish enough to cross the caster. Vilquar's short-sightedness becomes the target's vision, and soon the world is muddled and dark. If the targeted creature fails its saving throw at -1 penalty, at -1 penalty, the creature will be struck with blindness and suffer a -4 penalty to its attack rolls and a +4 penalty to the target's AC. Okay, so I'm definitely going to add that one. Okay. Oh, I guess the Nameless one also got an extra memorization slot or two, probably from leveling up earlier. So let's see. So Torment. All lightning. Actually, I think what I'll go ahead and do is remove Reign of Anger. Have at least a couple uses of Scripture of Steel. Let's see, Submerge the Well. Okay. Then, yeah, a couple uses of Scripture of Steel. At least one use each of Submerge the Will and Vilcor's Eye. So then, for the last slot, I'm probably gonna add another use of one of these two. Vilcor's Eye. Yeah. There we go. Alright, 2 uses of Power 1. And then, for the Nameless one, instead of Strength, the uses of Strength. No. Go with either Blood Bridge or... Oh, wait, hold on. Swarm Curse. Oh yeah, Swarm Curse. Yeah. Should add that. One use of Swarm Curse and maybe one use of Blood Bridge instead of Strength. Okay. And then, doesn't seem that Dakon has any level 3 spells yet.
Done.
Okay. Oh, well, no, I wouldn't. Okay, so I'm gonna use that. There we go. And then, nope, inventory. And identify this. The Grimoire of Pestilential Thought. This black-bound... Oh, well, the first part is already... I already read the first part. It is the Grimoire of Pestilential Thought, an arcane tome created ages ago for purposes unknown, the purpose of which is to teach mortals the nature of evil. Some sages warn against its use, while others urge it. It is said to grant mighty magical powers when services are performed for it. Interesting. I'm going to talk to it. As you touch this book, you hear a voice. I greet thee, master. How may this humble tome serve you? You can talk? That I can, master, in many different languages. Only you should take care that none see us conversing, for they cannot hear me. And master, speech is but one of my powers. How did Mantua come to possess you? The diseased rat mage unearthed me in the catacombs, my master. He pried me from the grip of my former master, now long since dead. He brought me to his nest so that he might learn from me. His power was limited, however. It was difficult to speak to him, and he understood little of my teachings. Tell me of your powers. I can grant you abilities that will allow you greater latitude in life's vicissitudes, master, and I can offer advice to you. What abilities do you mean? These are powers, my master, that can improve your life immeasurably. Unfortunately, the laws that bind me, they demand a small service in recompense for these powers. A small service? Like what? The service required is a trifling one, my master. I would barely mention it if it were not for the sake of the laws that bind me to these pages. The book pauses. To unlock my power, You must sacrifice but a small bit of yourself, my master. You must spill blood upon the first of my pages. This act will serve to strengthen the chain between us and allow me to help you reach your full potential. It is a small price to pay for the spells that will come to be at your disposal. No. It is but a small sacrifice, master, for a great gain. But it is your choice. The offer remains open, master. Good. Answer some questions, other questions for me.
Updated my journal.
What do you wish to know, master? Tell me about yourself. The question you ask is not a simple one, my master, but your servants shall seek to answer it as best they can. I am a codex of moments now forgotten, ideas now lost, and thoughts of other times and other worlds. Within my pages lies the lore of forgotten civilizations. In essence, my master, and this is the only thing of import, within my pages lie power. This power can be yours, my master. Not interested right now. Answer some other questions for me instead. Give me some advice. I bestow this advice, my master. Be wary of those you keep close to you. Never take them fully into your confidence, and never dilute your strength by sharing it. Many emperors I have known have done such, and I do not wish you to suffer the same fate. Give me some more advice.
Updated my journal.
Then I bestow this advice, my master. If they claim friendship, then let them prove themselves. Words carry little weight compared to action. If friends they be, then they should be willing to die for you. Give me some more advice.
Updated my journal.
You feel a slight tightening in your chest as the book speaks. Then I bestow this advice, my master. Show no weakness. Do not admit error. Do not show hesitation. These things tell others that you are uncertain, a stone that is unbalanced and may be toppled. That's enough.
Updated my journal.
As you wish, master. Merely speak the word to me and I shall assist you in any way possible. Fine. Now quiet yourself. You have returned, I see. And do you have a skull for me? I have the skull of Mantuak. Lofar's eyes flash angrily. Slay my servants, will you? Hand me his skull. He examines the skull carefully and pronounces, I can smell his treachery through his bone. A careful skulker he was, but not careful enough, eh? I shall have his secrets from him, never fear, and I shall know his duplicity. His fingers twist through an arcane gesture. Your friend will be waiting for you above ground, where you came in. Have your answers from me. I have many questions. Keep it quick, scarred one. I cannot tarry all day. Why am I immortal?
Updated my journal.
Your mortality, your soul, if you will, that which allows you to live and die, is gone from you. It was stripped from you by magical means, by the night hag Ravel Puzzlewell. Your mortality is the key to your existence. When you find it, you will find your answers. Tell me about this Ravel. Ravel Puzzlewell is an enigma, even among the night hags. Some would call her barmy. Others say she plays a deeper game than any can see through. She is evil, through and through, making the fiends you'll see in the area seem positively divine when compared to her. She is out of the reach of men now, thank the powers, for she was mazed by the Lady of Pain. Mazed? How do I find her? Mazes are like pocket dimensions, small places between places. To reach one, you need to find a portal and a key. I do not know where the door or the key are. Perhaps you should seek some of your old acquaintances. You have certainly left a trail of them behind. They will find you, no doubt. Pray they mean you well. Perhaps you should visit the Civic Fest Hall. They have many answers there. What did Ravel do?
Updated my journal.
She was a maker of toys and puzzles, a solver of problems that didn't need solving. She decided that Sigil, the cage, was the largest puzzle box of all, and set herself to undo it, to let in the armies of fiends at her disposal, no doubt, to upset the balance of the city and turn the entire burg into a charnel house. Pray to any power you hold dear with thanks she did not succeed. I will find her, then, and force her to return my mortality. Farewell.
I feel stronger.
Okay. Saving throws have improved, spell memorization has increased, etc., etc. You again? What do you want from old Lofar now? I've given you your skull friend and your answers. I warn you, I haven't all day to attend to you. His gaze falls on you with the force of a sledgehammer. I would like some more questions answered. Why have I lost my memory? It is a side effect of losing your mortality. I have lost my mortality. What do you mean? Okay, yeah. Okay. I wish to avail myself of your healing prowess. Friends indeed. Rescued Mort. That's
All right.
a Steam achievement I just got.
Hey, what's eating you, Chief?
Mort, why didn't you tell me about that extra line of tattoos on my back? Oh, that bit at the end? Well, I figured it was Wash, so I didn't read that line out loud. Oh, really? What do you think it means? Do you think it refers to you? I doubt it. I mean, you can trust me, right, Chief? Are you lying to me, Mort? No! Come on! What's your problem, Chief? I haven't steered you wrong yet. Yet. I don't like the fact you didn't read me that line, and I'd like to know what else you've neglected to mention since we've been traveling together. Nothing! I've told you everything. Well, almost everything, but nothing, dangerous. If there's anything else, I suggest you tell me now. Chief, seriously, there's nothing else. I wouldn't hold out on you. Alright then, Mort. I had some other questions. What do you know about the night hag, Ravel? Well, she's a night hag, and she was definitely barmy enough to make you immortal, of all people. I mean, she could have chosen me. Mort rolls his eyes. Still, anyone idle enough to lock blades with the Lady of Pain isn't someone we really want to find. You said you're a Mimir, right, Mort? Yeah, a Mimir is a floating encyclopedia. You put information in it, you get information out. How did you die, Mort? No idea, Chief. I kinda forgot when I died. Can't say I blame myself much. At least there was something waiting for me after I died, even if it is life as a floating skull. I mean, it could have been worse. What happened to your body? I don't know, alright? It's just gone. Mort glares at you, but I don't think I miss it, because I'm happy just the way I am. And I don't need your half-wit judgments or snide remarks, alright? Whatever. Let's go. Come on, shake a leg. Mort glares at you. I'm not convinced you are some sort of walking curse that's destined to follow me around. Look who's talking. Let's go.
What is your will?
My lungs feel like a chimney.
All right.
Aye. What is it you want then?
Anna, do you know how Farad died? She shakes her head. I don't know. No one with half a mind would. Farad got a long shadow, he does. You cross him, and you end up getting the stick, you will. You don't have to accompany me anymore, Anna. If you need to stay with the buried village, Nay. Anna interrupts you. I don't need to be in the village, and I was wondering what I'd do if Farad got penned in the dead book I was. She snorts. Oh well, he's probably mounting someone's wall into hells, he is. But he's your father, don't you? Not me real, he wasn't. Her eyes take on a hard look. He was greedy, and he was stupid, and he was selfish, and he was weak, she frowns. And now he's dead, and that's all. Alright. There was something else I wanted to ask you. Aye? Tell me a little bit about Farad. Let's see. Old Stuttercrutch. He's me da. Well, not me real da. He found me when I was a wee girl. Anna shrugs. He needed a collector to crawl into places the rest of his fat gullies couldn't squirm, so he took me under his crutch. Can you tell me anything else about him? Been at the village longer than I. Came there a stone's age ago. Maybe even found the place, some of the villagers say. Anna frowns. Farad's a shrewd one, he is. Has a way of squeezing more out of copper than most. And he never was that like a Korchink. Was he searching for that bronze sphere all that time? I suppose, Anna shrugs again. I don't know why he was all afire to get it. I don't. I could smell it as soon as you brought it to him. She wrinkles her nose. Foul custard smell it had. Still, it must have been something right valuable for him to carry on about it like he did. Almost a half score collectors got penned in the debt book trying to fetch it. Yeah, it was in the description of the item when I got it before. I read that up through that. Have you heard of a night hat called Ravel Puzzlewell? At the mention of the name, Anna spits 3 times and makes a semicircle over her heart. Are you daft? Don't be mentioning her name if you value your life. Why? She's the excuse me. She's the evilest of the great ladies, she is. Anna's voice drops to almost a whisper, as if afraid of being overheard. Filthy mean and with more power to toss around than some powers. It says she's all a brambles through and through, even her heart. It said you can never kill her, cause her body's like a tree. You lop off one limb, and there's always another still growing somewhere else across the plains. You speak as if she's still alive. Of course she is. She has to be. Anna's voice drops again. How would you kill a thing such as her? That's why the lady had to maze her, so it's said. I had a question about how you found my body. I? What? Well, what were you doing looking for bodies in the pregnant alley? I mean, you would have had to creep your way through the tenement, then past the Dabbas to get there. And the place isn't even heavily trafficked as the rest of the hive, so why would you even look for bodies there? Anna shrugs. Rest of the hive is picked clean, it is. Got to find new spots to poach debtors, you do. As Anna speaks, you feel a crawling sensation in the back of your skull, and you suddenly realize she's lying to you. Are you sure, Anna? There must be something in your tone, because it stops Anna's tale dead for a moment. Then it resumes, a little slower than before. I think. She frowns. She frowns, and she seems a little uncertain. I don't usually go there to scarp debtors, I don't. To think of it, I'd never even been there before. I just kind of came across it. So why did you go there? I don't know. I just did. I'm lucky for you I did, or you'd still be there. The same crawling sensation as before warms up the back of your skull, and with it comes another realization. Anna's lying, but oddly enough, she doesn't know she's lying. Anna, were you compelled to go there? Is that how you found me?
Updated my journal.
She nods slowly. Aye, mayhap. She gives a half-hearted shrug. It wasn't one of my usual haunts, but I couldn't help myself. I just wanted to see what was there that day. And there you were, dead as a timber. She pauses. You were like a lodestone, you were. I don't know what led me to find you. Curious. I had some other questions. You can't determine what this odd device is. You see a feral-looking young man in shoddy clothes. His eyes dart about as he scans his surroundings. Okay. He notices your approach and begins eyeing you warily. Greetings. He looks at you. He looks you up and down, then glances about. Returning his attention to you, he gives you a wicked grin. You'd best have a good reason for disturbing Lenny, Burke. I have some questions. He laughs at you. I ain't no tout. If you've got questions, go find one. His smile broadens. You'd best push off before I have to bleed you. I just need to ask you a few questions. He stops smiling and then frowns at you. No, I don't answer questions, Burke. I told you to find a tout. Now get! He glares at you. Fine. Farewell. Giltsburg. You see a florid, boisterous man. He's shouting and carrying on like there's a war that's about to come true. Like he's got something lodged in his intestines. Like he's too excited about something to talk in a normal tone of voice. Ooh, an auction. Maybe we can sell Anna there. Or here. I'd get you if you had something to gut skull. It must be love. It's love, right, boss? Leave it off, you two. I need to ask some questions here. His rapid-fire delivery makes it difficult to understand him. You, sir, you there! You look like you could use something. I'm not quite sure what it is yet, but give me time, and I'll have it figured out on the spot. You need rooms? I got rooms. You got supplies? I got supplies. What are you selling? Hammer of quality. It is a finely crafted warhammer. Godsman etchings and symbology decorate the head of the weapon and work their way down to the shaft. Despite its heavy appearance, it feels much lighter than it looks. Scroll of Friends. One's charm, one's beauty, and one's charisma is oftentimes the key to gaining the trust of strangers and creating new friends. When cast, the caster temporarily gains 2 to 8 points of charisma, which could be helpful in making new friends or opening new paths. Scroll of Luck. Fortune, chance, kismet, whatever its name, this spell grants a boost in one's luck for a short duration. This spell grants a 2 to 8 bonus to the target's luck for 5 seconds per level of the caster. This bonus increases the chance for success in various efforts such as attacking, thieving skills, saving throws, and the like. Once again, you come to see me once again. There must be something I can do for you that my brother Duran cannot, eh? I had some questions for you. Anything you want, friend. Time awards our money, so keep it snappy. Who are you and what do you do? I am Gilbert the auctioneer, at your service. I buy, I sell, I provide services and employment. How about some questions? What is this place? What can you tell me of this area? This? Why, this is the Lower Ward, home to the Godsman, the Great Foundry, and host of services. What you need is what we have. What can you tell me of the Godsman? A group of people close to my heart. They say we are all our own gods, that we have potential for godliness within our spirits. From the lowest beggar to the highest king, we all nurse gods in our breasts. Who could think of it something finer? The harmonium. Ah, good one. The fine answer, he chuckles. I had a few more questions. The anarchists. The sensates. The dustmen. The mercy killers. Okay. What can you tell me of the Foundry? To me, the Foundry is but an opportunity, a place where all contest their metal against their metal, where souls meet their measure and are quenched in the water of knowledge, or shattered against the forge of truth. His voice drops to normal tones for a moment. That's what the Godsmen say, at any rate. I had a few other questions. Do you know of any jobs that need doing? I certainly do, friend. I have a little errand for you to run. If you'll take it, it'll net you 50 coins. All you need to do is run this handbill down to the print shop and ask Scofflaw Pen to print up 100 copies for me. Here, take it. He shoves a crumpled piece of paper into your hands. All right. I had a few more questions.
Updated my journal.
Who are you? What do you do? I am Gilbert the auctioneer, at your service. I buy, I sell, provide services and employment. I like to sell something. Then you've chosen the right man to talk to. I buy, I sell, I lease rooms. I can get you nearly anything. What do you have? Let's barter. Giltspur's handbill. This is the handbill Giltspur asked you to deliver to Scofflaw Pen for printing. It's nothing special, only a little promotional note for Giltspur's auctioneering services. Come one, come all to Giltspur's auction, and so forth. It's not much to read, but it certainly reflects his personality accurately.
Hey,
This ruined wagon is quite useless. Ah, here's Sebastian. You see an older man in elegant robes. He has bright eyes and a warm smile. He gives you a slight bow as you approach. Good day, Cutter. I am Sebastian. How may I serve you? Greetings. Greetings to you as well, Cutter. He stops in mid-sentence as he notices your scars. You see his eyes travel along them and his eyebrows arch in surprise. He returns his gaze to you. I was about to ask what I could do for you, but there is no need. I think I see why you came to see me, Cutter. What? Are you trying to say you can help me with these scars? He smiles at you and shrugs his shoulders. Perhaps, Cutter, perhaps. He leans forward and begins to examine your scars carefully. He runs a finger along several of them, mumbling to himself. Finally, he looks up at you. Yes, Cutter. I can help you. I cannot cure you, but I can alleviate the worst of your condition. And your price? Ah, yes. The price. He begins stroking his chin and stares at you. You get the impression you are being weighed somehow. He seems to come to some sort of a decision. I have a job that I think you could perform. Go on. I have signed a contract with a certain creature. I am no longer able to fulfill the contract. It is beyond my abilities. However, the creature will not release me from the contract. Instead, it has threatened me with death unless I fulfill the contract. Let me guess. You want me to solve this problem for you? He sighs. Yes, I cannot do it myself. My reputation demands that I fulfill the contract or face the consequences. I am at your mercy in this regard. Will you help me? What kind of creature are we talking about? An Abishai named Grossuk. He pauses to gauge your reaction. I know this is a difficult task, but one I think you can handle. Also, the reward I offer you is great. He gestures at your scars. What were you contracted to do? He shakes his head. I cannot reveal that information, Cutter. I am magically bound not to. That is why people come to me. They know that if I accept a contract, it will be handled with discretion. I see. An interesting proposal. He looks at you hopefully. What will you do? Will you do it, Cutter? Yes. Give me the details.
Updated my journal.
He smiles at you and gives a sigh of relief. Thank you, Cutter. The creature is an Abishai named Grossuk. You will need a magic weapon to cause it any harm, so check with some of the shops that if you do not own one. A spellcaster can harm it as well. Grossuk can be found in the east. To the east, beyond the siege tower. Siege tower? Yes, over beyond the market. Damn thing just appeared one day, several years back. No one knows why, and no one seems able to get inside it to find out. I see. I have some other questions. His smile broadens as he gives you a slight bow. Ask away, Cutter. Who are you? I am Sebastian, a mage of sorts. I do contract work for those who can meet my price. What kind of work? He gives you a slight smile and then shrugs his shoulders. Confidential work, Cutter. I am known for my discretion in getting deeds done. People come to me with quests. If I can perform them, I do so. If I cannot, I don't. In either case, I keep silent. You hesitate to use the word mage. Why? He nods his head. Yes, I am not a mage, Cutter, but I can perform the art in my own way. I have forsaken the normal studies of magic and followed my own path. He pauses and shrugs his shoulders. It is easier to call me a mage than to argue the point. I have more questions. What is this place? He gives you a quizzical look. Do you mean this market or this ward of sigil? The market. This is a common market, Cutter. There are many things for sale here. Spells, potions, information, women, men, just about anything, if you can afford the price. Tell me about this ward. This is the lower ward, Cutter, home of the common people and the industrial side of Sigil. It's not the slums of the Hive, yet it holds no splendor such as the ladies' ward. Why is it called the lower ward? He lets out a short laugh and shrugs his shoulders. That depends on your point of view, Cutter. The rich say it's because it is the home of the common, or lower, classes. If you ask those who live here, it's because of the portals. And the incident. The incident? Yes. He frowns as he pauses to think. A long time ago, this was known as the Prime Ward. People new to the city were placed here, and not allowed access to all of Sigil. There were many other restrictions placed upon them as well. Sunberg took offense to that and decided to form a rebellion. It went nowhere, of course, until he made a fascinating discovery. Go on. You see, there are a lot of portals in this area of the city, and most of them open onto the lower planes. Well, that Barmy Burke found a way to open them all at once. He allowed anything that wanted to come through the portals into the city. It became quite bloody. A terrible war ensued. Anyway, that's why this is known as the lower ward, because of the portals. Sebastian, how did this person open all the gates? He used an item that he either had commissioned or made himself. What was it called? He pauses to think for a moment. Ah, I remember. The Shadow Sorcelled Key. At the mention of the key, you begin to feel dizzy. The world around you freezes, and everything turns gray. You sense a past memory trying to force its way into your consciousness. Relax and let it come.
Updated my journal.
The world around you fades, and you find yourself in the darkened streets of Sigil. Your heart is pounding, trying to break free from your chest. Your breath comes in ragged gasps. You've been running for hours, it seems, and yet you cannot stop. Continue. You turn a corner and enter an alley, finally slowing your flight. You feel your strength fade as you lean against a nearby wall and try to catch your breath. You become aware of something hard pressed into the palm of your hand. Glancing down, you open your clenched fist to stare at the gem embedded in the flesh. Continue. Your body sags toward the wall until your forehead touches its cold, damp surface. Your eyes close, and you force yourself to take slow, deep breaths. Just as you feel your strength returning, you hear a faint noise and instantly snap to full awareness. You turn to look toward the alley mouth. Continue. At first you see nothing, just ghost visions caused by the shadows of the night. You're about to turn away when a slight movement catches your eye. Slowly, a female form glides around the corner, pauses, and then turns to face you. Your eyes travel from her slender waist toward her full bosom, and then her blade-enshrouded face. Even in the darkness, you can see her cold, emotionless eyes. Continue. The memory fades and your normal vision returns. You are standing before Sebastian in the market. He is looking at you with some concern, but this passes when he sees that you are all right. Thought I lost you for a moment there, Cutter. What became of this Shadow Sorcelled Key? He shrugs his shoulders. No one knows. The key has been lost for some time now. Many believe the Lady of Pain took the key to prevent it from ever being used again. So, what was the outcome of the rebellion? He thinks for a moment. Well, everyone, except for the leader, was given pages in the Dead Book. The leader and the creatures just up and vanished one day. Surely the lady's work. The survivors fled the ward. The fumes of the lower planes had polluted the air, you see. Anyway, the ward remained deserted until the foundry was eventually built. What can you tell me about the foundry? He frowns. It is the home of the Godsman, Cutter. If you have any questions regarding them, I suggest you go to the foundry to ask them. I see. I have some other questions. Yeah, this guy is pretty professional. Let's see. What's going on around here? He looks at you suspiciously. What do you mean, Cutter? He looks around and spreads his arm as if to encompass the whole ward. Life, Cutter. Life as usual. Nothing more. Actually, I want to talk to you about Dimtree. He stares at you for a moment and then sighs. What about Dimtree, Cutter? He wants to be released from his curse. He gives you a surprised look and then waves you off. I find that hard to believe, Cutter. Dimtree doesn't have the mental power to desire anything. He frowns for a moment. Did that idiot Hammers put you up to this? Think about it, Sebastian. Hammers doesn't know Dimtree is a zombie, let alone who created him, right? He sighs and seems to be deep in thought. Yes. You're right, of course. Hammers could not have sent you. I guess poor Dimtree is more aware than I intended. A pox on me for my stupidity. So, will you release him? He looks at you for a moment with conflicting emotions crossing his face. He sighs and throws his arms up in exasperation. I cannot. Sorry. He gives you a pleading look. I want to, mind you, but I cannot. I fulfilled the contract by creating Dimtree and I cannot break it, right or wrong. I am a man of my word. My reputation demands it. Who contracted you? Maybe I can get them to agree to his release. He smiles at you. I am magically bound not to reveal such information, Cutter. That is why people come to me. They know that if I accept a contract, it will be handled with discretion. I understand, I understand. That's the way business should be conducted. Could I release him instead? That would be difficult. He turns and begins to look through a nearby box. After a moment, he removes a book which he sets down in front of you. First, you'd have to have some magical aptitude. Second, you'd have to be able to properly speak the words you find on page 23 of this book. Go on. Last, you'd have to touch Dimtree just as you feel the power of the words culminate within you. He turns his back on you and rummages through another box. I couldn't allow you to read that book, however. It'd be tantamount to my breaking my word through the actions of another. He continues poking through the box, ignoring you. Magical aptitude. Properly speak the words you find page 23. Touch Dimtree. Read the book and leave.
Updated my journal.
Oh, game crashed. Hold on a moment. Nimtree turns to face you slightly as you approach. You can feel a sense of expectation in the air about him. You... find Master? Dimtree release? Yes, Dimtree. I know how to release you now. Dimtree turns to face you. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Dimtree turns to face you and gestures towards you. Leave, friend. Speak the words Sebastian taught you. You pause to gather your thoughts, and then carefully speak the words Sebastian taught you. You then reach out and touch Dimtree lightly on the forehead. Rest well, Dimtree.
Updated my journal.
With a sigh, the zombie collapses at your feet. You think you hear a fleeting, "Thank you, friend," as he falls to the ground. Leave.
Done.
Well, hello there. In the market for a coffin yet? He smiles amiably. I have some questions. Never mind.
Done.
Sebastian smiles at your approach. Good day, Cutter. Have you completed your quest? No. No, I'm working on it. This appears to be a siege tower. The walls are scarred and pitted. It has seen many a battle in its lifetime.
Over here! Two for the price of one!
In its lowered position, this drawbridge would give attackers access to from the siege tower to the walls of a city or keep. These crates are beginning to show signs of age. Soon they will crumple into a pile of refuse. Grosuk. You see a reptilian creature with a snake-like body, four clawed feet, leathery wings, and a draconian head. The scales covering its body are a vile shade of green. The creature stands upright on its hind legs, balancing with its prehensile tail. As you approach, its eyes narrow to slits, and it begins to hiss. Greetings. The air around the creature begins to radiate heat, and its scales take on a pale sheen. It gives you a hungry look and appears ready to strike. Suddenly, it releases a flurry of hisses and relaxes its stance a bit. Suck no talk. Hold wait. It glares at you as its tail lashes back and forth. What kind of creature are you? Every muscle on the creature seems to tense as it releases a storm of hisses. It starts to reach for you, then stops. Hate drips from its eyes when it speaks to you. Suck no talk. You lucky human. You go while still lucky. You stay. Gross suck red. Taunt. Gross suck no talk. Gross suck That's a lot for someone who just doesn't talk. The creature cocks its head to one side and stares at you, eyes wide with surprise. After a moment, its eyes narrow to slits of hatred, and its body begins to shake as its muscles tense to cords of steel. You hear a cracking sound and, glancing down, notice its claws have sunk into the stone beneath its feet. The air around the creature is heavy with heat and almost seems to glow. Go now. Attack.
What's up?
Oh wow! I guess Mort learned a new ability while he was stuck with those other skulls. Skull Mob. Mort can summon an avalanche of his friends from the bones of the night to come and take a bite out of a target. Magic resistance does not affect this ability. The target gets no saving throw against this effect. The skulls do 1 to 4 hit points of normal piercing damage per Mort's level. Mort can only use this ability once per day. Or, I guess apparently he has 2 uses of it.
Endure. In enduring, grow strong.
Aye?
I hear your words. I will hear you.
Still got a bone you good to say. What's up?
Cool.
Done.
Over here! Two for the price of one!
My lungs feel like a chimney.
Stylish script around the doorframe proclaims this building as a print shop.
We got a special on slaves. Use them for whatever you will. They're right over here. Step right up.
Scofflaw pen. You see a thin, stooped man hunched over a desk, scribbling on a piece of paper. His hair is thinning and drab, drawn back into a ponytail, and thin spectacles adorn his hooked nose. His age could be anywhere from his early 20s to his late 40s. He doesn't look up as he speaks to you. What do you want? Make it quick. Who are you? My name is Penn Burke, and your question answers mine. You had no idea this was a printing shop before strolling in, and now you've decided to make it your personal quest to waste not only your time, but mine as well. What do you print? Books, pamphlets, handbills, words, letters, whatever, he amends. Though I don't do racy prints, and I won't fulfill any perversions you might want, nor do I care to ask. I had a few questions. Do they have to do with work? What is this place? He looks sharply at you, ceasing the scritching of his pen. Are you entirely dim? It's a printing shop. I print things here. Look around you. I print. Okay. Yes. Gilsborough asked me to deliver a handbill to you so you can print up 100 copies. He takes the handbill from you, looks it over, and says, I'll have it for him later. Go tell him. He turns back to his desk. Farewell, then. Oh, wait, no. Had a few questions? Well, no. Then you're wasting your time and mine. Good day. He turns down to his desk. Don't you ignore me. He waves his hand, and you find yourself outside his shop. What the? Me.
Done.
The barrels are empty. The hoops binding the wood are almost completely rusted through.
Let's hear it. How much for this one?
Sebastian smiles at your approach. Good day, Cutter. Have you completed your quest? Yes, and I've come for what is due me. One moment, please, Cutter. Sebastian reaches into his robe and removes a small crystal ball. He gazes into it for a moment before returning his attention to you. I cannot thank you enough, Cutter. I shall live up to my part of the bargain. Are you ready? Yes. It is done, Cutter. Once again, I thank you. Sebastian bows deeply to you. Charisma increased permanently, +2. Neat. Thank you and farewell, Sebastian.
Updated my journal.
That handbill is printed. It's printed? Terrific! I need a man for job. Here, take this message to Kildare of Durian at the Foundry. I'm sure he'll be glad to receive it, and you'll be glad of the 100 coins you get in return. Thanks, I guess. Farewell.
Updated
Learn
my
some new
journal.
tricks?
Okay, so the whole party's leveled up. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm back. Just needed a few moments to use the facilities. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Oleander, Charlie. Well, what? Anazi. Anazi. You see a sickly, Gifzerai woman. Ah, okay. Ah, thank you, Nikki. Nightmare, thank you very much. You see a sickly Gifzerai woman. She is hunched and bent, and her constant coffee is obviously a source of pain to her. She holds a handkerchief that is practically soaking with blood, tissue, and phlegm to her face. She spies you and hisses. Greetings. She stares at you and speaks a few mumbled words to Dakon. Dakon glances at you and says, "She cannot understand your speech. She says she is dying." What's she dying of? Her name is Anazi. He says she used to work in a meat curing house here until half a month ago, when the illness became too much for her to bear. She was abandoned, evicted from her home, and left for dead. Speech pains her, and her illness has crippled much of her mind. She says there is nothing she can give you of value. And? Know that she will not recover. I can put her out of her misery. That is all. As a Zerf of the people, it is my responsibility to provide an alternative. Then be merciful, Dakon. Dakon draws his blade and waits for the woman to prepare herself. She touches the unbroken circle of Zerfamon he wears for a moment, and her face is stoic. His blade is a blur, and when he has completed the stroke, she lies bleeding on the hard stone of Sigil Streets. Well struck, Dakon. Let's go.
Updated my journal.
Okay, let's see. Refund. Zamphia. You see a pretty young woman in fine clothes. Her skin lacks the usual yellow tint of the inhabitants of this ward. She appears to be watching 3 nearby creatures of interest. Greetings. She turns to face you and an annoyed look crosses her face. Yes? What do you want? I have some questions. Fine. She looks irritated. Who are you? My name is Zamphia. He looks you up and down and frowns. Is there something else you want? I have some questions. What are you doing here? There's going to be a fight, and I want to see it. She smiles wickedly. It should be interesting. A fight? Yes. See the 3 Takola over there? She points to 3 hulking creatures with rippling muscles. They're going to try to kill an Abishai, she snorts. The stupid oafs. I've heard of something called an Abishai. What exactly is it? It's a lower plains creature, a Batezu, I think. She frowns in thought. In any case, Abishai have nasty dispositions, sharp claws, and can cast spells. Very formidable. The Takola look like they can take care of themselves. Normally, I would say yes. Takola are very powerful warriors. She smiles slightly and leans in to whisper to you. However, I know something they don't. What might that be? Abishai can only be hurt by magic, she snickers. The Takola will be slaughtered. I have no doubt of it. She straightens up and watches the Takola eagerly. How do you know they can only be hurt by magic? She gives you an annoyed look. My husband is very high up in the Harmonium. Yep, I already checked the time, so I'm keeping an eye on it. The Harmonium guards are trained to deal with creatures such as Abishai. She looks away. That's how I know. My husband told me. Why don't you want a Takola? Why should I do that? She smiles evilly. I'm the one who suggested the fight. Why? My husband tries to better his social standing with his underlings by drinking with them in the local taverns. Last evening he forced me to just watch to just such an occasion. Those 3 oafs were there, those 3 oafs were there, boasting of their prowess as warriors. It was obvious they were in a drunken stupor. When they decided to leave, one of them tripped and fell into the table I was sitting at. She pauses. Go on. She frowns angrily. Most of the drinks at the table spilled into my lap and ruined a very expensive evening gown. So, while the cretin was trying to apologize, I whispered to him that I only accepted the apology of a warrior of stature. If he were truly such a warrior, he'd be able to defeat an Abishai in hand-to-hand combat. You're going to get them killed because they ruined a dress?
Updated my journal.
You obviously do not understand the intricacies behind this situation. She looks at you like you are an idiot child. I was embarrassed and humiliated in front of my husband and his underlings. She looks angry. I see. I have some questions. What can you tell me about this ward? Nothing. She looks about with distaste. Were it not for the fight, I wouldn't be caught dead here. I must be going now. Farewell. Zerb. This huge creature stands over 9 feet tall. Rippling muscles support its massive frame. It seems to be engaged in conversation with 2 similar creatures next to it. Greetings. He turns at your greeting and begins to look about. After a moment, he looks down and notices you. A look of confusion crosses his features. What you want of Zerb? I have some questions. He gives you an apologetic look and shakes his head. Zerb not speak language well. Sorry, you talk Thorpe. He gestures to one of the creatures next to him. All right, thank you. He turns at your greeting and looks down and at you. A look of confusion crosses his features. Court greet small one. I have some questions. He gives you an apologetic look and shakes his head. Gort not speaking well your talk. Sorry, you ask Thorpe. He gestures to one of the creatures next to him. All right, thank you. This creature is huge, standing over 9 feet tall. Rippling muscles support its massive frame. As you approach, he leers at you and laughs. Greetings. He looks down at you and gives you a friendly smile. What you want, Smalley? I have some questions. You got question? Maybe Thorpe got answer. He smiles at you. Who are you? He smacks himself in the chest with a thunderous blow. Thorpe! He raises his arms above his head and shakes his fist at the sky. Mighty warriors, Thorpe! All Tokola are mighty warriors! He places his fists on his hips and glares at you. Who you? I don't remember my name. He nods at you as he examines your scars. You got mighty scars. You must be great warrior. Like Thorpe! He frowns and nods wisely. You got hit on head too many time. Now remember name. Someday it come back. What are you doing here? He barks out a laugh and smiles at you. Thorpe here with friends. He gestures at the nearby Tokola. We gonna barsha flying lizard. He lets out a roar and begins to pound his chest with fists the size of hams. Flying lizard? He nods his head, then begins to make crawling motions. Lizard, you know, but it fly. He begins to flap his arms like a huge misshapen bird. Eventually he settles down and looks at you expectantly. You mean a dragon? He snorts and raises to his full height. Thorpe good, but he not that good. Someday Thorpe want to barsh dragon. He stares off into the distance with a longing expression, then sighs. But this not that day. Well, if it's not a dragon you're talking about, then what is it? Thorpe not remember what Xanthia call it. He pauses to think. It lizard, tall as Thorpe. Walk on back legs. Got wings. Got claws. Red in color. Think she say they called Abishai? He pauses, then shrugs. I've heard of something called an Abishai. Abishai? Is that what you mean?
Updated my journal.
His eyes light up and he gives you a joyful smile as he nods his head. Yes! Abishai! Flying lizard. Thorpe and friends barsh real good. Thorpe warrior stature then. Xanthia's accept apology. What's this about Xanthia and an apology? Thorpe take friends to tavern last night. Thorpe gets stinking drunk. Fall on Xanthia's table. Spill drinks all over her. He looks embarrassed. Xanthia say she not accept apology on the Thorpe warrior stature. So, killing an Abishai is supposed to give you stature?
Updated my journal.
He shrugs. Xanthia say so. Thorpe not know. I see. I have some more questions. What can you tell me about this ward? He stares at you for a moment, then shrugs. Thorpe do not know. Thorpe new here. He gives you a childish smile. Thorpe here for fun. Yes, you're going to barsh an Abishai. He smiles and nods at you enthusiastically. That right. Thorpe and friends barsh. I've talked to Xanthia. She said you're going to fight an Abishai. He smiles and nods at you enthusiastically. That right. Thorpe and friends barsh. Warren Thorpe. I've learned that Abishai can only be hurt by magic weapons.
Updated my journal.
He gives you a worried look. Me magic? How you know? I've talked to Xanthia. No, actually. I've asked around Thorpe. It's what people tell me. Thorpe not have magic. Friends not have magic. We die if we barsh Abishai. He sighs. Thorpe not be warrior stature. Xanthia not accept apology. You were willing to risk your life for the honor of a lady, Thorpe. Only a warrior of stature would do that. He stares at you blankly for a moment, and then a huge smile appears on his face. Really? Thorpe and friends now have stature? Yes. Consider Xanthia's honor to be satisfied and the apology accepted. Thorpe, thank you. You save life. You save life with friends. He turns to the other Tokola and speaks to them hurriedly. After a moment, all three bow to you, and each hands you a pouch of coins. Thank you. He smiles. You good friend. You deserve. I must be going. Farewell. All right. Actually, before I call it a night, let me just go rest somewhere, so I'm in a good state for the next session. Just gonna go here, get a rest, and then I'm going to save and quit. Wrong house.
I'm gone.
Building, I suppose. Something else I should do before calling it is fill out these slots with spells. Put that there. Then cool. Now Dakan. Oh right, no, he already had memory slots for level 3 spells. He just doesn't know any level 3 spells. I'll have to see what I can do about that later. Anyways, oh, let me check this one last time. Okay, yeah. Everything's set. So let me just rest and then I'll save and quit. There we go. Okay then. Yep. Thank you everybody who came. Thank you for coming. Whether it was whether you chatted, you watched, followed, subbed, even lurked. Anything is appreciated. Yeah. Thank you very much again, everybody. And I believe, if I recall what Oleander told me correctly, next week she won't be available. So unless that's changed, I won't be streaming next week. Is that correct, Oleander? Yep. Okay. So yeah. So next week, since Oleander won't be available at all in any capacity, I won't be able to. Yeah, that's correct. I won't be streaming next week, and then we'll see again the week after that. But anyways, as always, whenever I do stream, it'll be from 6 to 9 p.m. in Eastern Time, East Coast time of the U.S. On Mondays, and if I won't be streaming, well, admittedly, I forgot to do this last time. The last time I didn't stream, I forgot to mention it on my Twitter page, but that's something that I'll be trying to do from now on. If I'm not streaming, I'll try to mention so on my Twitter page, which is you can find a link to that in my Twitch channel information. And alternatively, you should also know that if you're expecting a stream, if you're not sure whether there's going to be a stream or not, if a stream doesn't start by 6:15 p.m. of Eastern Coast time, then you shouldn't expect a stream after that point. Yeah, if it takes that long, then we just won't stream at all that time. But anyways, as a reminder, no stream next week. We'll have to see afterwards. But once again, one last time, thank you to everybody for participating with me. And I hope you had a good time. And yeah, have a good night, everybody. Take care.